Welcome to Tiger Tracks, your home for the best of LSU athletics. And now, your hosts, Jordy Hultberg and Bill Frankes.
Hello, Tiger fans everywhere. Welcome to this week's edition of Tiger Tracks. He is Bill Frankes. I am Jordy Hultberg, and since last we met, the Tigers salvaged a weekend series against a very good Mississippi State ball club with a lot of pomp and circumstance, with Eddie Furness's jersey retirement, the reunion of the '96 team, and now the Tigers get ready to head to Oxford, Mississippi. Tough.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's going to be a tough stretch for LSU down the road. Of course, the LSU dropped a decision earlier this week to Tulane, a very good Tulane team. LSU now with 15 games remaining in the regular season, Jordy. At Ole Miss, Arkansas comes to the box next week. Then a stretch where LSU plays 5 straight on the road, 2 games at Notre Dame, which is a very good team this year, and then LSU goes to Knoxville to face Tennessee, and then Florida, the number 1 team in the nation, comes to Alex Box Stadium to conclude the regular season. So LSU will definitely earn its way into the NCAA tournament if the Tigers play well, and we certainly hope that they will. We think they will, for sure.
We'll have more on Eddie Furness's retirement of his jersey. LSU women's golf in the news as well.
Exactly. You know, Jordy, we've talked a lot in the last couple of years about all the renovations at the University Club and what it's meant to the LSU golf program. Of course, it helped the men's team win the national championship last year. And this year, LSU is playing host to an NCAA women's golf regional. So we'll talk a lot about that coming up on the show, as the Tigers got their bid earlier this week, and they'll be looking forward to playing on their home course.
And all you students out there think the game of football is so easy. You had Student Appreciation Day during spring practice, getting those punts and kickoffs. Good luck. We'll have that and much, much more on this week's edition of Tiger Tracks. We'll be right back. That's what they're saying at the University Club. Hopefully for other teams, not LSU, the NCAA Regionals going on, and of course LSU, one of the host teams. And you don't get to host unless you have a very, very good venue.
Absolutely, Jordy. Next week, May 5th through the 7th at the University Club here in Baton Rouge. That will be the site of the NCAA Women's Golf Regional. It's an 18-team field as teams seek to qualify to the NCAA Championships. LSU is in the regional for the 22nd time in the last 24 years. Garrett Walbert was there when the Lady Tigers received the bid, and he filed this report on the NCAA Women's Golf Regional.
But here we go. We're ready for it. 4 women's regional sites will be unveiled tonight. The road to this year's national championships goes through Stanford, California, Bryan, Texas, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and Shoal Creek.
Take a look at who's heading to Baton Rouge. Start at the top with Duke, 6-time NCAA champs. Seeds 3 through 5. Pac-12 teams heading east.
Well, we're really excited to be hosting the 2016 NCAA Regional here at the University Club and in Baton Rouge. It's a very big honor for our program and for our school to be hosting the event. We're looking forward to having some of the best teams in the nation come in here to Baton Rouge and compete on the University Club. It should be a very challenging, course for them. I think it will bring the best teams forward to go to the championship, and I'm looking forward to some really great golf.
I'm excited, especially because it's my freshman year and we get to host a regional. That's so exciting. I've watched my sister play in a few, so I know it's a big deal. These things are not something you just take for granted. We've worked hard, and we're excited to be able to host and get to play here, and so we're looking forward to it.
I was thrilled just because I know that I can throw everything out the door and just focus on playing the golf course that we play every day of our lives. And if you make it, you make it. If you don't, you don't. There's nothing to lose. You can only go up from here.
I'm very excited. I'm a senior this year, so it's my last chance to have a home regional, and we're hosting regionals, so I'm pumped. I think that we have a great home advantage here because we all know it's a tough course, but we know this course very well, and we know the greens, so we're excited to host it.
10 teams from the SEC advanced to the NCAA Regionals, which is great. The SEC is one of the strongest, if not the strongest, conference in the country. We have a lot of great teams. So year in, year out, we compete for championships, and that's what it's all about.
playing in SECs last week, hard golf course, and there's a lot of good scores out there. So that just showed how well everyone is playing and how great these teams are and how much the level has just improved so recently. And so it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're excited.
I believe the SEC is the best conference, the strongest conference in the US. So the whole team is working super hard. We're all excited to host regionals, so we're working especially hard now because we know the course is ours. Like, we own it. We're going to go out there and give all we have. And yeah, I think we have a great chance making it to nationals.
The University Club is a golf course that having that local knowledge will be very beneficial to our team. It's a difficult golf course for everyone, so we're excited about that opportunity. Our team going in, we haven't had our best season all year, but I tell you what, I feel like going into this, the girls have a lot of confidence and a lot of desire just to go ahead and just show them what they can do it right here at home. I feel like they got the monkey off the back, go ahead and qualified for the regional. Now they're ready. Let's just go play and see what happens.
I definitely think that we have just as good a chance as anybody else. This is our home turf. Only three or four teams have seen this course. It's not something you can just go out, watch one time and play, shoot 15 under. It's you gotta know what you're doing. So I think that even though our ranking's not as great as everyone thinks and sees on the records and stuff, but I think we have a good chance.
This is a very tough home course. We're practicing on it every day, so this is a big advantage for us because we're getting used to it. If you miss the green, you get some really tough up and downs. The greens are very hard. They're usually very fast, so you need good speed control on your longer putts, on your leg putting. And yeah, we're excited.
To make it through the nationals, they take the top 6 teams that qualify here and from the other 4 regional sites. And pretty much having it on our course is such an advantage for us, knowing that there's 6 teams that have to go. We finished 5th here at our home tournament, and I honestly don't think we were hitting it on all cylinders. We had a couple of people that performed well individually at different rounds, and having that level of support from local people out there, local volunteers, and just getting nice smiles and telling you to keep going, like, you got this, it helps out a lot, like you wouldn't imagine.
We want very much for the LSU contingent and all the fans to come out and watch us play this week. It's really big for our team. We don't get too many home events. We have one a year, and we have some good support for that. But for an NCAA, that's even more important. So to have people come out and support the girls, that would be great for us.
Oh, this is definitely a support for us. Hosted here, having fans come out, having family come out to live close. Maybe my roommates might be coming out again, so I'm excited.
Everyone here has so much pride in LSU sports and athletics, and I think that is a big part of why I came here, and I love that atmosphere, and so it'd be a lot of fun if we had a lot of people come out and support us. It'd be a lot of things to just kind of give back and let them see what they give their money to or what they actually support, so I think it would be really cool and neat.
Looks like we're going to get some wet weather, and then the sun, that grass will go, the greens will get good, so it's going to be a beautiful venue. Karen Boston, we wish her and her squad the very best. She's over 30 years now as the head coach of LSU women's golf. Wow.
And she's done a great job this year. You may remember a couple months ago she was here in the studio and she talked about some of the injuries they've had to overcome. At the time, it wasn't clear whether or not the Tigers would make a regional, but they played very well down the stretch, and they're in NCAA postseason play again, and we'll look forward to next week.
What's it like to catch a football out there in the blue sky with the ball coming at you? Student Appreciation Day, compliments of Les Miles and the Tigers. We'll recap that when we return.
Tiger Tracks on CST is being brought to you by Capital One Bank, the official bank of all things Louisiana, and by Louisiana Propane Dealers. Get up to $1,200 in rebates on propane accessories. Find out how at louisianapropane.com.
Welcome back to Tiger Tracks on CST. Bill Franquez, I'm Jordy Heltberg. A tradition each and every spring. Les Miles understands how important that student section is during home football games, and he has a Student Appreciation Day, the last practice of each spring leading up to the spring game.
Les really connects well with the LSU students. He always has. He's now entering his 12th season as the head coach of the Tigers, and the students really enjoy being a part of spring football practices at one designated day right before the spring football game, where the students can come out, watch practice, and then get on the field and participate in a lot of on-the-field activities. And also, there's a few little extra features this year, including a dance contest.
And there's a reason why those guys get scholarships and the other ones don't. And you'll see here on this report.
Open up the champagne, pop. It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Cause we've done this before, so you come on in. Make yourself at my home, tell me where you been. Pour yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house, play the music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Morning comes and you know that you wanna stay. Close the blinds, let's pretend that the time has changed. Keep our clothes on the floor, open up champagne. Let's continue.
You train this your whole life. Hey, you're the 5 every day with the stealthy. Good. Hey, good. Bro. Big Sam gonna cut up on the worm. He's doing the worm too.
Defense, he blocked. We finna win. You know, we got the best dancers on the team. You know, we got the best dancers. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go wild. Welcome to my house. Play that music too. Hey, we just want Coach Miles trying to cheat for the offense like he do all the time. But look, hey, we finna jiggle train. We finna run off on the floor targets one time right there. Welcome to my house. Control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house. Play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. It's my house.
Stick to the books, guys and gals. Stick to the books. A little Florida presence.
How about that? My House by Florida.
My House, yes.
But it was a lot of fun, of course, for the students. And overall, for LSU, a good spring football practice.
Yeah.
The Tigers got a lot accomplished.
Got out unscathed. Nobody got hurt.
Exactly.
Nobody got hurt. Now they're in their off-season conditioning and weightlifting programs, and the coaches are out recruiting. That never ends. So a lot of expectations. One preseason poll just came out. LSU ranked number 12 in Sports Illustrated. I think there'll be some more where they'll be a little bit higher.
Exactly.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not how you start.
Exactly.
It's how you finish.
Exactly.
We'll be back. Eddie Furness finished his career at LSU. Now he's got his jersey hanging up in the outfield along with two other legendary figures. We'll have that next. Welcome back to Tiger Tracks on CST. Skip Bertman has his number retired. Ben McDonald has his number retired. Now there's a third hanging up outside on Alec Box's walls. Eddie Furness.
Yeah, it was a neat weekend last weekend at Alex Box Stadium as Eddie Furness on Friday night became the third baseball coach or athlete to have his number retired and the 10th overall. We combined that with a reunion of one of Eddie's teams, the 1996 College World Series championship team celebrating their 20-year reunion on Saturday. So it was a tremendous weekend of nostalgia and history as LSU honored one of its all-time greats, Eddie Furness, now a physician in his hometown of Nacogdoches, Texas. He still holds numerous SEC records, easily one of the greatest hitters in the history of college baseball, and now he is properly honored. Let's take a look at some of the sights and sounds surrounding the Eddie Furness jersey retirement and the 1996 reunion.
On Friday night at Alex Box Stadium, the LSU Tigers honored one of the greatest baseball players in school history. Eddie Furness, a two-time national champion and the 1998 Golden Spikes Player of the Year, saw his number retired at the box. A large contingent of family and friends, as well as former teammates, were on hand to pay tribute to the greatest power hitter in SEC history. Furness is still the league's all-time leader in hits, doubles, homers, and RBIs. A three-time All-American, Furness was also the 96 SEC Player of the Year and later drafted in the 4th round by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Director of Athletics Joe Oliva was eager to speak at Furness's ceremony.
Tonight, we honor him as a perfect role model for all of our LSU athletes. We strive for excellence in competition, in the classroom, and in the community. Nobody has done that better than Eddie Furness. Importantly, though, Eddie Furness was a superstar in the classroom. He was a three-time academic All-American and earned his LSU degree with a 3.5 in scholarship. During his time at LSU, Eddie was known not only for his talent and intelligence, but also for his compassion and willingness to serve others. Those qualities continue to thrive in him as he impacts the lives of so many in his community.
I never imagined this. It's overwhelming. That's okay, I believe Coach Bergman saw enough to give me a chance to play here at LSU. I really have to credit my honors and records to my family, my teammates, my family's fans and supporters, my teammates for making me better than I am. Coach Bergman would say before every game we represented our university, we represented our team, our family, and our neighbor. But we didn't just represent those things while playing baseball. Excellence was expected in all we did. I humbly accept the retirement of my number 36 on behalf of myself, my family, and all those who made it possible. Go Tigers.
Just a great weekend of, as you said, nostalgia. Eddie Furness, he didn't run very fast. No, he didn't have to. And that 96 team, that was still to me, as I said last week, still to me the most memorable moment in LSU sports history because it was for a championship and the drama that surrounded the Warren Morris hit. That was phenomenal.
Just unforgettable. That you still get chills thinking and talking about it 20 years later, and I think we will, of course, for the rest of our lives, with Warren Morris's home run and just the whole.
Good guys, man.
Exactly. Just the character of that entire team was so unique, Jordy. There were a lot of veteran players.
Yes.
It meant a lot to them to do well for LSU, to represent the state well, and they certainly did. And they were high character young men, and they still are now, raising their families.
That's right. Some of them came back the next year, and they won back to back. So there you have it. We'll come back. It's his favorite segment of the show, LSU off the field, in the classroom. We'll talk about it next.
Tiger Tracks on CST is being brought to you by Capital One Bank, the official bank of all things Louisiana, and by Louisiana Propane Dealers. Get up to $1,200 in rebates on propane accessories. Find out how at louisianapropane.com.
Welcome back to Tiger Tracks. Bill Franquez. I'm Jordy Helper. Time now for our LSU Discover Student Recognition. Rory Booth is up close and personal today.
Rory Booth is a young man who studies literature and film. He's a senior, and again, the LSU Discover Scholar Program is a way to highlight some of the outstanding accomplishments of undergraduate students at LSU. So let's take a look now at some of Rory's exploits and what LSU has meant to him as he gets ready to move forward into a professional career.
Hollywood.
I feel much better about my future having done this research. I feel like that it's giving me tangible experience. My name is Rory Booth, and I'm a senior in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences at Louisiana State University. I'm a Discover Scholar, and I do research in the interdisciplinary field of literary studies. I mostly look at literature from the Harlem Renaissance and films that deal with the 1950s. I feel that my research takes a look at the ways in which visual culture and media structure the way that we think about people within a nation or a population. I think that the research has helped me feel like an independent person who is like adding to the field that I'm so passionate about, instead of just passively receiving the information that I get in lectures or in discussions with faculty. Being recognized by LSU Discover has made me realize just how generous a lot of the faculty and the mentors at LSU are. I think that being involved with the LSU Discover Scholar Program and being recognized by it has really taken my interest in education and scholarly research to a whole new level. I want to do this with my life now, and I want to continue to do research even after my undergraduate experience is over. So I think that's been the biggest benefit.
Rory Booth, congratulations on the fine work you're doing. We wish you nothing but the best of luck as you pursue your career with that LSU diploma in hand. It's a busy, busy week, not only with baseball, but the NFL draft starts on Thursday. We've got Deion Jones and Vidal Alexander and Gerald Hawkins, and I know I'm Jalen Mills and Reed Ferguson. You never know, the long snapper. He may get a sniff from somebody down the road.
You know, you can't overestimate the value of a long snapper.
Yes.
Look at Brian Kinchin, the career he had, former LSU Tiger. He was a tight end in the NFL, but toward the end of his career, he was exclusively a long snapper. Won a Super Bowl ring with the Patriots in that position.
I talked to him, said, when did you wake up and decide you wanted to be a long snapper? How does that happen? He said, well, it really didn't. I didn't, but the guy got hurt, and the coach said, we need somebody to do it. I raised my hand, I did it, and the rest is history.
Right, exactly. So it'll be
From
fun.
Buford, Georgia.
It'll be fun to watch Reed's career as he moves on to the NFL, and of course all those other guys. Love those guys.
Who's the first one picked? Who's the first Tiger to go?
Wow, Deion Jones. Perhaps?
I agree. Yes, I agree.
It's amazing the career he's had. That young man wasn't a starter
He
for his first 3 years.
hardly played at all.
Exactly. This past year, he was phenomenal, and a great kid also from New Orleans with the Jesuit High, and we wish him the best of luck, and all the Tigers the best of luck in the NFL.
It doesn't hurt him that Quan Alexander was kind of a similar story,
Yeah.
and boom, jettisoned, and maybe the same will happen to him as well. So we've got that. Got several former Tigers playing in the Zurich Classic down at the TPC in New Orleans. David Tom, Smiley Kaufman, Andrew Loop. Just to name a few.
Yeah, Smiley Kaufman was just at the baseball game last week.
There you go.
Threw out a first pitch
How
last
was it?
Sunday.
How'd he do?
He did well. He did well. He looked very comfortable out there. Of course, he played in the final group in the Masters just a couple of weeks ago. It looks like he's going to be off to a fantastic career following that David Tom's legacy. Of course, Tom's won a major back in 2000.
Did he bring the heat? He said he was going to bring the heat.
He did. It was pretty good velocity.
Pretty good velocity.
Exactly.
All right. Well, safe travels to Oxford, Mississippi.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll be back next week, same time, same station. For Bill, I'm Jordy. Thanks so much for watching Tiger Tracks. See you next time.